Hey everyone, and welcome back to my channel and renewed. So, as you may know, I'm on a 180-day journey, but I didn't really explain that fully. So I'm just gonna quickly explain that before I tell you my update, because that video, my intro video, was filmed January something, and it is now March the 1st. And so we've had a lot of growth, and we've had a lot of revelation, I should say. And then we've also had some setbacks because of stuff. But anyway, let's go. So my 180-day journey is me renewing myself physically, spiritually, mentally, financially, and productively. And so these 5 areas I chose because they're always kind of like the significant things that that I need to do to be better, to kind of serve others, and they kind of affect me being the best me I could be to do God's kingdom work. This is an update video and just a little bit of explanation on those things. And I filmed another video explaining what the whole thing of 180 days is. Well, honestly, it does not take 12 minutes to explain it. It doesn't. I can explain it in one. It's a 180-day flip. I chose 180 days because it's like a projector. Huh? A protractor, not projector. There you go. From 0 degrees to 180. And so that's like the opposite of where I was versus where I want to be. Yeah, so pretty much I broke down what I wanted to do into 6 phases, and I am currently on phase 3. The first phase, I did a 21-day fast on the Daniel fast because honestly, this 180-day flip, I've been trying to do it for years now. I came up with the idea in 2016 or whatever, and every year I fail. Wow! Yeah, I've learned from the things I've done, and I'm just like, you know what? Just because you don't physically complete 180 days does not mean that you haven't completed the 180 days in the other areas that you're doing. Because honestly, the other areas were not lacking. I was growing spiritually, I was growing mentally, I was getting more kind of like back then it was educationally because I was in school, but now I ain't in school. And then financially, I was a little broke side. I'm always broke. Bankroll. So I guess that didn't even change either. But 3 out of 5, that's not. It ain't even 3. 2 out of 5. But you know, spiritually makes up all aspects of my life. Anyway, I need to stop saying anyway. I need a synonym because I say that word too much. Furthermore, I had a whole kind of update of how phase 1 went, how phase 2 went. We have phase 2. Like God told me to do a social media kind of fast, but in a different way, because He wanted to prepare me to be a content producer instead of content consumer. And so that went well, right? But it's this whole thing of the physical. And why does this physical part have so much of a hold on me? I don't know why, but it does. The thing is that God was kind of telling me some things as to why I did not succeed in those physical parts. Like during the Daniel fast, I lost weight, but the goal wasn't to lose weight. It was to change my mindset, to have a better relationship with food. And during that time, I did that. But for some reason, I cannot lose weight without doing that fast. Like, nothing else has worked for me. And so the thing is, I did not apply the things I've learned. And I did not remember this key verse too. Like, no discipline is pleasant at the time, but later on it produces a harvest of righteousness for those who have been trained by it. Yeah, so that's Hebrews 12, verse 11. And I chose that verse a long time ago because I was like, wow, that really speaks to the journey that I'm going on to. Like, it's not going to be easy at first, but the next verse would be like, was it Proverbs 13, verse 6? Like, commit your actions to the Lord and your plans will prevail. And so, like, if those tiny little steps, like those tiny things we do and the steps of intention we take each day are important to reaching those goals. And so, like, everything in this journey is connected. Everything will always be connected because these are the things that make up me, but also areas of discipline that I need to do. Like, finances need to get disciplined in that. Physical need to get disciplined in my habits and whatnot. Um, spiritual is just like my relationship with God, and that's my whole being. And so the thing is, during those journeys, I was getting so consumed with other things that were going on in work and at home, and I was just, God was speaking to me and saying what I needed to do to reach my goals, but I was being disobedient. I was like, nah, I don't want to hear that. And so I was walking further and further away from God and closer to disobedience. And the thing is, I was praying, I was reading my Bible, but when you're disobedient too, like, you will not hear from God because you're not listening to Him. And so when you keep walking to disobedience, like I said, like, God's voice will get quieter and quieter because you are walking away from Him. And so, a long time ago, I just prayed that I wouldn't go so long without God, because, like, life would be okay. I would be going without God for like months, right? It would be like, meh. But it wasn't bridged. And then at the end, I'd have a major depressive fall, feel so lost, and like, what am I even doing with my life? And I didn't want to be like that ever again. I don't want to go months without God. I don't want to go weeks. I don't want to go days without Him. So now, like, I guess I'm more sensitive to not being in God's presence. I was just ignoring everything that He was telling me to do. And the thing is, God calls me special in my quiet times, but then He also reminded me, like, look, I call other people special too. And if you're not going to pick up this assignment, I'm going to choose somebody else, because I call other people special too. And don't think you're that special that you can just go your whole life without not walking in this purpose and then prolonging other people from going into their purpose too. Because it's kind of like Moses tapped the rock instead of speaking to the rock, and that stopped the man from going into the promised land. Like, the whole promised land that God promised him to go into, that He would lead the people them into. And because of that one small thing, He just said, you ain't going in. And then here comes little Joshua, and Joshua, he's probably not that little, to be honest. He's probably an old man then. But Joshua had to pick up the slack for Moses because Moses didn't do what he was supposed to do. And think about how much greater the things that, like, Joshua still did a lot. he did do a lot. But maybe he could have done even more by Moses doing what he was supposed to do and Joshua not having to pick up the slack for the man. And so, yeah, like I can't wait anymore, because the thing is too also that people need to hear from your perspective in your 20s and 30s. Certain things that people don't need to hear from the perspective of a 60-year-old. If they're like 20 years old, they need to hear from your younger perspective to know that they're going through it too and all that jazz. But these things can't happen if you're just gonna be lottie-dottie frolicking around playing games with the assignment that God has for you. The time is now. So I had to, that's why I'm doing this too, because I just have to stop playing games. I have to stop playing games with the physical aspect of this journey, because there are things that God is preparing for me later on in the road, and this area of discipline needs to be mastered before I can walk into that. And it's, ooh, that light was bright. And that area of discipline, like any area of discipline, like phase three, it gotta be a goal. Like I can't be up here just wilding out, Uber Eats everything and going off of the grid of what my plan was. I have to be disciplined to the plan. I have to commit those small actions to God so that the plan can prevail, because the action steps are the foundation for the plan. And yeah, I just got to remember that when God sent his son Jesus, he already set the table. And then he called me into my purpose. So he opened the doors for that table. And so now it's just up to me to walk. And I put a post on my Instagram about March and what I think about that. And like the word March, I was just thinking about it like march, like a soldier. Like when you're marching into something, I feel like you're walking with purpose. You're walking with authority, with just, you know what you have to accomplish, and you ain't playing no games. You got those blinders on, right? Like you're just walking, but with so much authority. And like that song Champion last year, I have the authority Jesus has given me. I have that. Yeah. I have some more content planned for you that is everything gonna be faith founded, kingdom focused. I used to feel kind of like weird saying those things, but like that's what it is. That's just a little kind of update on phase 1 and 2. My thinking then, during 1 and 2, I had some major breakthroughs, and I am so ready for this calling that God has placed on me. And I never thought, I never thought that this would be it. But I can't even snap. Girl, learn to snap. That is a phase 3 goal too. Yeah. But yeah, I never thought that this would be it. And so I know that there's certain things that God has placed for me now, within the next 5 years, within the next maybe like 20 odd years. But right now, this 180-day journey is so imperative for what he has planned for me. So thanks for watching, everybody. My phase 1 the 2 update is gonna be phase marching into, that's what's up, phase 3. And yeah, like, comment down below. First of all, any prayer requests, because I'm trying to be more intentional, praying for others. But also, comment down below, what time sensitive assignments do you have right now? If you don't care to share it, just drop a mango, because I like mangoes. Maybe you dudes like mangoes too. And yeah, subscribe.